What's up, YouTube? Back with another live stream. I ain't even started right now, but I guess we about to start right now. Just a second. Let me turn this camera on. But yeah, just a second. We about to get started with it. But this live stream gonna be pretty much around, just surrounding everything, gang stalking. But I want to talk about stuff that people haven't talked about. I just hear it now and then through every live stream. Not every live stream, but occasionally I hear it, like, some people say it. I hear some people say it. Good gang stalkers. Good gang stalkers. What are good gang stalkers? There's no such thing. All of them trying to get inside of your mind. That's what they're trying to do. But just a second. I don't want to throw people off. I got a lot of stuff to do before I really start this. But just a second. I gotta, pour up and stuff. Not trying to influence that on anybody. But yeah, I really didn't. I just told you I was gonna go live, so I really didn't have much to talk about with this one. But we're gonna start with the good gang stalkers, because I want you to be careful on how you look at this type of stuff. I never really looked at it like that, you know. But y'all need to be careful at how y'all look at this stuff. But yeah, the good gang stalkers. So I hear a lot of people talk about, like, good gang stalkers, as far as, like, like they'll say, and I quote, somebody would say, there's good people that let you know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, they in public and stuff like that. Like, they'd be like, it's good people. The good people let you know what's going on. Like, that in itself is a that's not supposed to be happening to anyone. You're not supposed to be followed and stalked around to be told anything, whether it's good or bad. So first, that's for one thing. So it's mind control. They're trying to control your mind, and I'm gonna tell you how. I've said this. I said this a long time ago, but um, accepting a subliminal insult only opens the door to accepting. Accepting a subliminal compliment only opens the door to accepting a subliminal insult. So they're trying to get in your mind. They're trying to play with your mind. They're trying to have you listening to everything that everyone says, listening for every conversation that you hear, listening for every word. That's why they do that stuff. That's why they do that stuff, and that'll make you crash out. That's a scientific method to making you crash out, straight up. And what I said was, accepting a subliminal compliment only opens the door to accepting a subliminal insult, because they want you listening for every conversation that you have with anyone, or any conversations around you, for the directed conversations. They want you listening to that stuff. It's for you to think that everyone's involved, and most people that they bring around you, and you hear directed conversations. You're not supposed to be followed around and having any script being played out in front of you. That's not right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not right. So you're not supposed to be followed around and having any script played in front of you for any type of reason. You also don't accept a subliminal. You also don't accept a subliminal compliment or a subliminal insult, because a subliminal compliment only opens the door for a subliminal insult. Scientific methods, intelligence over logistics. Logistics over intelligence. Logistics way before intelligence. So that's just what that is. So you have to understand these type of things. But the good gang stalkers, someone tracking you around to subliminally tell you something, not even directly really tell you, even if they say something to you, there are no good gang stalkers. That's for you to play into the game. That's for you to play into it. It'll control your that can control your actions, that can control your spending habits, that can control a lot of things by you thinking certain things like the good gang stalkers. Oh yeah, I had someone kind of subliminally tell me what's going on. I've heard that so much. I've heard that so much. Like, I'm talking about, they'll tell you something good. No one's supposed to be following you around telling you anything. So you don't supposed to listen to that at all. But it'd be better if I had comments. I really didn't plan this live stream out like how I usually plan it out. If I can get a topic to even go on, I can pretty much answer any question just based off of logistics. I don't know much, but I know gang stalking, and I know what it's caused me to do, the things that it's caused me to do. You know, I know the things that it's caused me to do. The way it's caused me to act, the actions and stuff like that. You know, the uncomfortability, all of that type of stuff. So if I can get some comments, that'll be cool. If not, I'll probably keep going anyway. But yeah, like, these are things that you just pretty much have to understand. You know, these are things that you pretty much have to understand. Do not believe in good stalkers. There's no such thing as a good stalker. I mean, you ignore certain stalkers. Someone trying to give you, it's, the opposite sex trying to give you some play, and it seemed like they might have stalked you. That's good. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's good. That's good stuff. Like, that's good stalker. But not somebody, not somebody just coming around you to say something, whether it's good or bad, coming around you to put on a script, whether it's good or bad. Those aren't good people. Those aren't good gang stalkers. There's no such thing as a good gang stalker. There's no such thing. And I've been through this for since 2018, and also um, I've been through this. I've been through this since 2018, and I also have been sitting binge watching targeted individual content since 2018. It's 2026. Binge watching, just understanding why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? The goal is to crash out. Did you not see the multiple stories of people crashing out? There's multiple, but that's the goal. Like, that's the goal. And I've came to that conclusion um, a long time ago. I came to the conclusion that the only goal to this is to crash out, or I don't even know if it's to use your talents for evil. Okay, okay. Got a comment. Someone says, "Do you think there is a possibility that two teams are playing against each other? That is why sometimes the program seems like it looks out for a person and protects them, even though they both are evil. Even though both are evil." Um, that kind of makes sense. I was kind of going like if I didn't read the last part, if I didn't read the last part, you on point, you on point. But if I didn't read the last part, I wouldn't have thought, I wouldn't have knew what you were saying. But uh, I don't really believe in. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. But when it comes to you, like, but the thing, it throws it all off when it's like this. Somebody coming around you to tell you something good in a subliminal way, or they might even say it, but you can tell that they were sent there. Don't you think that's kind of to play on your mind a little bit, whether it's good or yeah, just whether even if it's just something good, that's kind of to play on your mind a little bit, if you ask me. But yeah, both sides are evil. There aren't. I wouldn't even put two sides within this, within this world. I wouldn't say there are two sides. I feel like everyone is um, in conjunction, like with. I feel like everyone is in conjunction in this world, like. But that's another story, kind of. But yeah, it's just like you gotta understand the scientific method. That's just to keep you going. Like somebody, it could be a regular person saying something good about you, but when you can tell this from the program, like that's something to just keep you going. The thing is, it keeps you listening. It keeps you listening. You get what I'm saying? You ain't gonna you're not gonna always hear good. You're gonna hear bad things. Because at the end of the day, they want you listening to everything. They want you listening to every conversation that you hear. They want you listening to them. Like just so it can mess with your mind. They got you looking out for everything that you hear. They got you listening and looking out for everything that you hear. Like everything that you hear, they got you listening. Like they want you to be looking for that stuff when you should just ignore it. That's why I say the a subliminal a subliminal compliment only opens the door for you to listen to a subliminal insult. And that's something that I said. I have time to just sit and just think of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like to just sit and just understand what's pretty much going on. You know. But yeah, do you think there is a possibility that two teams are playing against each other, and that is why sometimes the program seems like it looks out for a person and protects them, even though both are evil. Um, yeah, I really can't. I can't really answer that question like that. But I just answered that question like that. Like I said, if someone is coming around you to tell you something, we're citizens. So if someone is coming around you to tell you something good in a subliminal way, or even if they say it to you, like it's to keep you listening, especially if it's a subliminal or an indirect conversation, it's to keep you listening. It's to expand your ears. It's to expand the circumference of your ears to keep you listening. That's what it's for. So I need some more comments, but yeah, that's what it's for. Like that's exactly what it's for. Like that's what they want you doing. They want you looking. They want you looking and listening into everything that you see and hear. I don't even look people in the face anymore unless I'm talking to them. Yeah, I don't even look them in the face anymore. I just keep it pushing and just ignore pretty much everything. Once you see the system doing this type of stuff to people, bro, it's just no, you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it. So yeah, but um, but yeah, let me get some more comments. Let me get a question to keep going on. Drop a question that I can keep going on. It's all third-party companies, three-letter agencies hiring third-party companies, and I got a topic I can talk about. Will gang stalking ever become um, like prosecutable? Will gang stalking become prosecutable? Will you? The answer to that is no, because when you have um, like it following you to every different state and stuff like that, which it does do that. It does follow you to every different state. Um, they're running through a loophole. Like these are third party companies that they're using. You know, like, and it's probably something and stuff that we can't even read to understand. That's allowing them to do this type of stuff to people. Gang stalking. When people say, "Oh yeah, they gonna pay for this," they gonna be like, well, how they gonna pay for this when law enforcement is the ones that's doing gang stalking? Which should help your mind a little bit more. Like, it's law enforcement doing this. Like, it's that's them. Like, it's law enforcement doing that. You know, like, though they're hiring third party companies as citizen informants to follow you around, bro. You know, that's what that is. So it won't become prosecutable because it's them. It's probably legal somewhere, but it'll never become prosecutable. It's probably legal somewhere, bro. To be honest, they got too many loopholes. And all of the stuff that goes on to us, most of it is plausible deniability, even the most obvious stuff. Even the most obvious stuff, when you think about it, most of it is plausible deniability when you think about it. But yeah, gang stalking will never come never probably gang stalking will probably never become prosecutable. Because there's law enforcement that's participating in it. And the police, some of them police, they probably don't directly know themselves. Them people be doing stupid stuff. They be doing real dumb stuff. Like, like I said, I seen a YouTube video of a cop getting in a car with a SEX worker. And they put it on the news. They put it on the news. Like a cop got in a car with an SEX worker, and they put it on the news. And it was doing the stuff in the car with her. You know, like, they put it on the news. Like, it was so funny. Like, some of y'all probably seen that. Some of y'all probably seen that. But yeah, they don't know that people are being watched. Some of them don't know that people are being watched like that. They don't want them to know that type of stuff. They don't want them to know that type of stuff because they'll do it to them too. And like the people that control them and dispatch them, they probably know what gang stalking is. And some of the cops probably know you a target, just like everybody say. Just like everybody said, some of them probably know you a target. Some of them probably don't. But yeah, I just get on here to I want to have enough videos you can watch me for a whole year. Whether it's binge watching, or what. Like, I know I used to sit and watch this stuff. This is all the stuff I used to listen to. It's gang stalking, binge watching this stuff. I, I used to get on here a lot, just watching this stuff. So I want to have enough videos that people just come listen to me, just to get throughout the day. Because that's what I used to do. Like, I used to just sit there and just try to get throughout the day. through listening to this stuff. But yeah, maybe I can find some topics myself. I need more comments though. But yeah, like there's no such thing as a good gang stalker. Someone that you don't know. Think of the logistics of someone that you don't know coming around you to play out a script in front of you, have an indirect conversation in front of you that might seem to you that tells you something good about yourself, or even saying it directly to it. Tracking you, a citizen, down to come and tell you something good about yourself. You can tell the energy. Like, bro, that's never good. That's not good. That's like a celebrity life, bro. Their life is dangerous, bro. Do you not know how dangerous celebrity life is, bro? Luckily, we know it's third party companies following us around, doing that type of stuff. People being hired by third party companies, bro, from three-letter agencies, whatever county, state, police. That's what that is. Extreme gloves. Extreme gloves. What I mean by gloves is how they're using a whole nother company. Like you can't even put the blame on them, but they probably a federally ran company. Like I'm talking about extreme gloves. That's crazy. That's insane. Yeah, they're hired through a third party company. They hired through three other agencies, and then the third party. That's what. Look how they probably got this stuff. These perps probably follow you on the street. Probably have a three-letter agency. Probably hired a third party company. Um, you see how many the amounts of hand sanitizer the system is using. You feel what I'm saying? Like they probably have a third. They probably have a third letter agency hire a third party company, and they do the stalking, so they not even really putting their hands in it. The amount of hand sanitizer, bro, this system used, bro, is crazy, bro. But you have to understand the complete goal. The complete goal is for you to crash out. That's the goal. That's the goal. It's just like when you see these people on TV, bro. Or you see them on TV and then they end up just falling off. You don't hear about them and nothing like that. And they start getting targeted. And you see them get into something. Like they trying to drive you that type of crazy. You see them, you always see them get into something when they fall off of TV. They get into something. Like they be trying to set them people up. But yeah, like that stuff funny. Like it's real funny to me. Like, they be trying to set them people up bad. For whatever reason. But luckily we're not in those positions. But it's just like it's great. That's a terrible, dangerous life to be living as a celebrity. But at least we know who's following us around. Or at least I try to tell you who's following us around. Versus you thinking that it's some type of cult trying to recruit you into some type of contract or something, or something like some people want to do music and stuff like that and shit like that. It's just crazy. I had one dude I used to talk to on the phone, right? He told me he didn't want to show his face on YouTube because he didn't want to become a rapper and people come back and look at the fact that he was a targeted individual. It makes sense, right? That makes sense. That's why I show my face on here. So you won't think that I'm trying to be something. Like I'm not. But yeah, that's a different story. I kind of, not really, but yeah, like that's just a beautiful thing. I'm trying to find some more topics to talk about. I should have been more prepared before I came on here and stuff, but try to find other things to talk about while looking at other people's channel. But yeah, like, street theater, all of that type of stuff. I don't talk about noise campaigns. Let me talk about noise campaigns. Let me talk about noise campaigns. Yeah, so noise campaigns. Why they do that? That's the first thing that you start to notice, right? That's the first time you start to really notice targeting. It's just a bunch of sirens going off at odd times. Not even a time that's on the clock. Like a time you might just walk outside and you hear a siren. That's to get your attention. That's to get your attention. I'm currently in a place right now I can't even hear that stuff. Like the walls are so, I guess, thick. I can't even hear it. But I'm pretty sure there's nothing much going on anyway. But like I can't even hear it in here. But noise campaigns is how they get your attention. They gotta get you looking and listening to everything like it has something to do with you, which it does at the moment. They gotta get you looking at everything like it has something to do with you, which it does at the moment. They're trying to reel you in, psychologically reel you in to where you're listening. You might jump in somebody. You might just jump in a conversation just because you're so mad that you so mad you might jump in an indirected conversation or directed conversation. You might jump in, and I haven't, but you might jump in an indirected conversation and try to do something, or try to clear your name or something like that. Like you might jump into that type of stuff. So that's why I tell you not to worry about it because it's just a whole goal. Whether they got you in and out the system for aggravated batteries or whatever, it's the goal is for you to crash out. That's what that is. That's the goal. Some of y'all almost do that. Getting in fights with people. I've heard your stories, bro. Like it's not okay. And I'm telling you that for a person that I can't fight myself. Like I can't. Like I'm disabled, so I can't fight. And I'm telling you that it's no reason to because I've learned that I've been I've been disabled for 7 years, for 8 years. No, 9 years now. I've been disabled for 9 years now. Is it not? Yeah, I've been disabled for 9 years now. There is in I feel like it's God just teaching me, like, don't do anything. Just always really, yeah, really always turn the other cheek. Don't do anything. Don't ever respond to people. Always turn the other cheek. And that was I feel like this is God teaching me that. Like don't ever do anything. Like just always turn the other cheek. Because it took for me to be disabled and to have felonies for me to understand not to, respond and react, which I never reacted, you know, by, hitting somebody with my gun or shooting somebody. No, I never reacted in that way. And now that I can't, since what, 2020, 2021, and now I can't, it just tells me that I'm not supposed to. And it's always better, you know. Unless somebody does something to you, then let's keep it pushing. There's no reason to get mad at people. Oh yeah, that's another topic to talk about. Um, I guess I'll talk about it now. But people pointing their phones at you. I haven't really gotten that tactic much. I did one time in my workplace. Um, and then I think I said something to him or something like that. But it was making me mad because I think he had his flash on, and He was at the he was in a line. He had his flash on, and it was kind of getting me angry. And I was like, "Yo, what you doing?" But yeah, the reason to not respond to that is because they're trying to put you in a simulation to make you think that everyone knows you. You're some type of celebrity never, that no one asks for a picture. No one, they're trying to put you in that simulation. There's many reasons. Extraction of information. Oh, I need to talk to myself because everyone, I need to talk to myself because everyone in the world is listening. At least some citizens are listening. No, it's only the cops. They're not giving citizens that type of technology, bro. That type of technology being out on the street, like just in mass, like everybody knowing that they can listen to somebody in their privacy, bro, it will stop crime. So they're not putting that stuff out on the street. They're not putting that technology in a citizen's hands. They dispatch these citizens. And another part of that is, it looking like people recording you. Stop worrying about that. What they gonna do? What they gonna do with that? Who you think they sending it to? Your classmates? They're recording you at your job. They're recording you doing this. Who do you think they sending it to? Your classmates or something? No, it's a game. Just hey, act like you're recording. Just for you to get home and go off like you on a movie show or something. You on a movie show for the cops, bro. The cops movie show. They watching these three little agencies. They watching. Not even the third party companies. That's who watching and listening to you. And it's a reason that they do all of these things. All of these things are for extraction of talent, extraction of information, extraction of talent, extraction of information, and to crash out, to put you on the mind, put you in the mindset that you're on a scene for everyone that you know to see, and they never tell you about it. Look at what Truman was doing in the Truman Show, bro. The last scene in the Truman Show, even though he wasn't in the mindset that everybody watching him, but the last scene in the Truman Show, this dude was on a boat, on a wooden boat, trying to get out of the simulation that he was in, the area that he was in, I guess. I'm not sure. But he was about to crash out. They're telling you in the movie. They even give you their goals, what they want from you in the movie. They even give you what they want from you in the movie. And drop a comment with a question if you can. Got two viewers, but they even give you the goal of what they want from you in a movie. That's why I tell y'all gotta just sit back for a year, hustle. Sit back for 2 years and hustle and don't worry about nothing. Because that movie, The Truman Show, it tells you what they want from you. They want you to crash out. Look what he did in the movie. Look what he did in the movie. Just look at what he did in the movie. Go rewatch The Truman Show and see how he was going crazy. He was going insane, bro. It's so funny. Go watch The Truman Show and see how he was going crazy he was going crazy because you know the beginning of his targeting was starting. He wasn't understanding that they're trying to make him think that everyone is watching him around him. They even had scenes in the show where people at the bar would be watching him do everything. Like they would just be gathered around, hundreds of people inside of a bar, and just watching him do everything. So they're trying to drive you crazy. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to drive you insane. Straight up. They're trying to drive you insane. That's the only goal in this. Even in Truman, he had good gang stalkers, quote unquote. But they played a role. They all play the role. So it's just like you have to ignore everything. And they trying to keep you financially deprived. They're trying to keep you financially deprived, bro. You have to pretty much ignore everything. Everything. You have to ignore everything. Like you have to ignore everything. You have to ignore everything. You have to go to work. Go to work, struggle, suffer. But I suffered to to like do what I have to do. Like you notice these people trying to keep you broke, bro. You gotta suffer to make sure that don't happen. You gotta get up out of that place to where you paying rent right now. Or you gotta just go where you gotta get two jobs, work harder. If you don't feel like getting up out of that place to where you paying rent like that. The motels. I done did the motels everywhere. $700 a month, up to $1,200 a month. Like stuff like that. I done did the motels, all of that. It doesn't work out because you're spending money. You have to spend money. Unless you doing some type of DoorDash or something, or Uber Eats. If you doing that, I suggest you stay in your car. That's a suggestion. That's a suggestion. You know, it's just like I've seen how they financially deprive me. By keeping me focused on the wrong stuff, knowing I want to get some play from the opposite sex. I have to ignore that right now, unless it's just something that's just gonna be like that, like that's just a snap of the finger. But I have to ignore that right now because as targets, we tend to, I guess we tend to fall in love. I guess my next live stream will be about relationships strictly, but you shouldn't be in any type of relationship if you don't have over uh, 5 figures, and I'm talking about a 5 figure starting at 50,000, because they're trying to financially deprive you. And that relationship will financially deprive you. A relationship, I'm pretty sure you've heard people say a relationship it's like having a bill. I'm pretty sure you've heard that before. It is, especially for a targeted individual. Then you can't even have these. You can't even be showing this stuff to. Well, yeah, I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that to a. That'll be another live stream. I do a live stream on relationships, but that's another live stream. I might make that my next live stream. But relationships financially deprive you. You have to wait. I guarantee you, if you sit back for a year, I'm pretty sure you done seen that quote video. If you just chill out for a year, it says if you just hustle for a year and then it say come back or something like that and see what happens. You know, that's for people that that's for people to understand, but people can't do that. Regular citizens cannot do that. They cannot do that. They cannot do that. Regular citizens cannot hustle for a year and just stay out of the club. The club leads you to the mall. The club leads you to a shopping mall. I do methods, bro. I do logistics. I do logistics, bro. I do logistics. I do logistics. Logistics over intelligence. But yeah, a mall gonna lead you to a club. A club gonna lead you to going to the club. Gonna lead you to going to a mall before then. You know, and this is about targeting, bro. Like this is targeting. Financial deprivation. It should be the same thing. Workplace mobbing. All of this is the same thing. It's all of the same thing. All of it's the same thing. Workplace mobbing, financial deprivation, things like that. Like all of it's the same thing. It's all the same. Like that's the number one goal. I say this in pretty much every video. You are now being financially deprived. You must suffer and gain. Why you're being financially deprived? Because you hold information that the system doesn't want out. And they know that you can't really get it out unless you like have a bunch of money, right? They know you really can't get it out. And I don't suggest even trying to get it out then. These are kind of pearls. You know, they're kind of pearls. They say don't cast your pearls to the swine. These are kind of pearls. They're kind of pearls. You know, like trying to tell people that, unless you want to hurt the system, trying to tell people that somebody's always watching them, and keep repeating that in their head. Like that's kind of pearls, bro. You should kind of keep that stuff to yourself. Like really, but if you're trying to hurt the system, you can do that. But those are pearls. Those are pearls. Those are real pearls. But you're holding the knowledge of, in a few words, right? You're holding the knowledge of 24/7 surveillance. You know it's real. People can't be told that once. They'll believe you, and then they'll go back to doing whatever they was doing because they ain't being targeted. They'll probably believe, some of them probably believe you, but they'll go back to doing whatever they're doing. That stuff needs to be repetitive if you're doing that. Like it needs to be repetitive. But why you're being financially deprived is because you hold the knowledge of 24/7 surveillance. Like you done said something in your house, walked outside, somebody said it. Somebody said exactly what you said and happened multiple times to where you just know it ain't no coincidence. It's nothing spiritual. It's third party companies, three letter agencies listening to you, dispatching people out with a script to say these things in front of you. Simple as that. Simple as that. Like they got the CIO on the street. They're on the streets, bro, for sure. Like they're on the street. The CIO is on the streets. You know what I mean by that? I changed the last letter. I don't want people to think I got a problem with them. But they got them on the streets. They're on the streets, bro. They're on the streets. Like they're everywhere. It's like for real. That's how certain stuff be going on. Certain synchronizations and stuff like that you be seeing. Like you walk out the room, you walk out of your spot or something like that, and somebody right there or something like they're on the streets too, bro. But they still don't have those people, with their surveillance technology, bro. That's some whole different stuff right there. You give citizens the access to surveil people, that'll be the last thing that they do, bro. Because there won't be no more money for the system. Because it's to say if there was an app or something, you know what I'm saying? Say if there was an app or something that that allows you to watch people through their phone camera, nobody would be doing crime would stop, bro. That's why they don't talk about this stuff. They never talk about this stuff. Like they never talk about this stuff. They never talk about it. So that's just what that is. But yeah, you hold the knowledge of everything being watched. And for some weird reason, I don't know if we found this out or they let us know. I don't know if we found. I don't know if we found out that everybody's being watched or they let us know. I don't really know. I think I found that out. I think I found it out. I think we found it out. I would rather say we found that out. I don't want them to. I wouldn't want them to be like giving us that knowledge. I would rather say we found that out, because at first I really didn't. I really wasn't thinking of it like that. And I really wasn't thinking of it like that. I knew somebody was watching. First thing you're gonna think of with common sense and logistics, you're gonna think, hey, it's the cops watching everything that you do. Then you follow. Then you find out it's a cult, or it could be a cult involved or something like that. You find that out, and that's what that is. Like, it's just sickness, bro. It's sickening. If I can get some more comments, I'll keep going. Yo, HR 3800. What's going on, man? How you doing? You drop some questions, anything you want me to talk about, or something like that. But yeah, like, you gotta understand these type of things. I don't think they put us in the knowledge of 24/7 surveillance, but it seems like it. But I don't think. I think they wanted us to think it was something else. I don't know, but I don't think they gave us the knowledge. I think we kind of figured it out ourselves. Drop some comments or some questions so I can keep going. People need these live streams to binge watch, and I have to start preparing them before, because trying to sleep mad as hell today is eating on me what they have done. Yeah, what they do, what specifically they do, what specifically they do. So I can keep going with this live. Workplace mobbing. Check out the spark. Uh, like I said, I don't be watching the movies like that. Like, I don't be watching the movies like that. I kind of stay away from the movies. Like, I stay away from the movies. Like, I don't be on none of the movies at all. Like, stole 85% of all my art projects. Yeah, that's how that stuff is. Like, yeah, that's why I say, like, I don't want to tell you to stop doing what you do. Any targets. I don't want to tell y'all to stop doing what y'all do, but it's important to focus on financial. It's important to focus on the financial. Like, I'm pretty sure you're a great artist. I'm pretty sure. Like I'm pretty sure you're a great artist, but I'm pretty sure you're a great artist, but it's something not to don't focus on. I wouldn't focus on that. The spark is on YouTube. It's about stalking. Oh, they stole it from the movie. Like the movie shows like it's stolen. Like something that you wanted to do. Like they put it in the movie or something like that. That's believable, bro. They do that stuff to me with with the music that I used to do. What's up? What's up? No smiles. Hey, let me know what you want to know about gang stalking. You got a question about gang stalking, so I can dive into the logistics of this stuff that I've been studying nonstop for like the past since 2018. because I got the answers to most of this stuff about gang stalking just by using logistics. Like I said, I'm gonna have to start preparing this stuff. I'm gonna have to have, y'all don't be in the comments like that. I'm gonna have to have like, you know, the I have to write a summary on stuff I want to talk about before I get on here instead of freestyling. 'Cause I don't know if y'all gonna join the live or not. And drop questions. Excuse me, I'm not a perv. But yeah, I mean to say that this is the channel to come to. This is the channel to come to, be comfortable, and okay, he finna talk about something. Go ahead and drop it in the comments, bro. But this is a channel to come to. This is a channel to where you're going to question the induced mental illness. If you think I'm perping you or something like that, you're going. This is the channel to question your mental, the induced mental illness that this real program is caused. Because I would take a lot of technical tests. A lot of technical tests are $400 plus. I'm not involved with any organizations. I'm not involved with um, any organizations. I'm not involved with. Uh, I'm not perping. I don't know any of y'all. I'm not perping any of y'all. A lot of the technical tests are $400 and plus. Nobody's telling me to get on here and do this. A lot of technical tests are $400 plus. And I don't mean to throw anybody off when I say that. That's just for me. This is to test the induced mental illness that this program has caused. It's all crazy. I just did a live stream about the implants. It's crazy. I gotta check out your page then. But I really, what implants you talking about? I really don't. That stuff I don't get into. I'm more interested in the people, hired to like just follow you around to every city and harass you. Act like you moving because of them, right? Act like you moving because of them. Like, no, I know this is going to the other state too. I just messed around and made a friend though. I messed around and found somebody I have to talk to every day, and I don't want to. Something like that. They stole everything. It's trauma, PTSD, anger, throwing fist in the air. Yeah, it's cool though, bro. Like it's cool. Like that's stuff you shouldn't worry about. Like I said, you're gonna be under. If you were to even be something like that, you're gonna be under Satanists, bro. Like all of that industry stuff, whatever you're doing, all of them are Satanists, bro. You know, how you boost the population of Satan is by adding atheists. A lot of people are atheists, bro. Some people claim atheists. Some people don't, and they're atheists. A lot of people are atheists, bro. You know, so that's not something that you want to be a part of anyway. I don't know if you believe in God, but none of that stuff is something you want to be a part of. Their plan is to sue me with my own projects, parasites. Uh, yeah, that's crazy. Like that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I guess you really focused on that type of stuff, then. I mean, I can't tell you not. I can't tell you not to. I can't tell you not to focus on that type of stuff. But anybody trying to, you know, you have to understand you're not that. Those people are not godly people, bro. Those aren't godly people, bro. Anybody in any type of entertainment aren't godly people. They can't be. They have to sway. Their job is to sway the masses. God says, "Get away from me, you workers of iniquity. I never knew you." If I'm saying that correctly. and workers of iniquity are people that are swaying the masses. Whether that be bang bang, shoot 'em up in the songs, and that gets, oh my, that is so influential. That's so influential. That stuff's so influential. It's too influential. It's that influences so many. People be out of their mind until they out of their mind. Like, so that stuff is so influential. Like, it's so influential. But luckily I just listen to that music. I ain't even follow that type of stuff. I used to listen to that. But yeah, if you trying to focus, like, that's financial deprivation. That's financial deprivation right there. Like, I'm not telling you to not pursue what you like to do. If you like making music for you to listen to on your own, but I feel like if you're a targeted individual, like, it's blacklist. I'm not trying to tell you this to, like, I'm not trying to tell you this stuff to, like, persuade you to stop doing certain stuff or anything like that. I'm not trying to tell you to do stuff like that. What I'm saying is that's financial deprivation too. Say if you're an artist, but you're a targeted individual and you've been posting on YouTube. Even if you haven't posted on YouTube, it's blacklisted. It's blacklisted. But let me see. 20 years in the making. It was my peak project. They attacked me. They tracked down my art where I stored it and stole it. Yeah, that's about right. They will do that type of stuff. They will do that type of stuff, but you have to, like, just focus on what's going to keep you financially, good, because I'm pretty sure you're very good at what you do. I'm pretty sure you're very good at what you do. But I'm trying to tell you this, like, I mean, I don't know. You could probably be a targeted individual and do that type of stuff for sure. To make art projects and stuff like that and be a target for sure, yeah. Like, that's for sure. You probably can even direct a huge a huge movie and be a target. But there's certain stuff that you just can't do as a target. Some people want to be music artists and be on TV. As a target, bro, that's not possible, nor should you want it. Like, once I got off of probation, and what, I had a year probation. Once I got off a year probation in what, 2023, yeah, 2022, 2023. Once I got off a year probation, I was like, I'm not doing none of that stuff. That was 2022. It's 2026 now. I became a person that's just like, I'm just all logistics. Like, hey, I've been on YouTube talking about my life, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm blacklisted from that type of stuff. Plus, I don't want to do that. Like, those are workers of iniquity, literally. And it's not like they really have a choice. That's how they grew up. So, yeah. But you talking about, like, doing art and other stuff like that. That stuff you can still do. You can still do that type of stuff. But it's just like, I would focus on I would focus on what's paying, bro, because they want, as a target, they want you homeless, they want you destitute, they want you financially deprived, bro. Like, for real. I still haven't got on any drugs. Still haven't tried anything. I still haven't tried any drugs. The only thing I've tried is weed. And I sip a little alcohol occasionally. Sip a little alcohol and smoke a little weed occasionally. I haven't been smoking weed lately at all. I'm actually clean on the drug test. But yeah. But want to go try to work a job or something, like some type of delivery service or something like that. Some clean on the drug test, but they taking your talents. Like that's what they do. That's what they do. And they probably didn't even have to track down your art. They probably seen it before you stored it away. These people are they're hungry for talents to steal them or to they're hungry for talent to steal them or yeah, just steal them. Like extraction of that's what targeting is. Extraction of talent, extraction of information. Your mind is better than others. That's what targeting is. Oh, let's get these citizens to follow him around. Let's get these citizens to follow him around, say things that he said in his house alone to make him think citizens are listening. Now he's going to think he has an audience. But he's going to be, his audience is not going to, because, if they stealing stuff, but everybody in the world watching you, everybody in the world would know that that's your stuff that they're stealing. So it's not everybody in the world watching you. They want you to think that it's everybody in the world. They want you to think that it's citizens watching you. That's why they dispatch citizens. Scientific method. They dispatch citizens to say what you said in your house. Now you think you got an audience. Now you showing out for that audience. You telling them your jokes. You alone in your house. You telling them your jokes. Um, oh yeah, I had this nice bar. I had this nice bar. And here it is right here. You saying this stuff by yourself. You saying this stuff. You saying this stuff by yourself. They already hacking your phone too. And you saying this stuff by yourself. Whether you're an artist, comedian, it's extraction of information. It's extraction of yeah, it's extraction of information, extraction of talent. You know, it's extraction of information. They'll have you go in the house and somebody say something illegal at work. You'll think your coworkers listening to you, and you'll be thinking they said it because of you. You'll go home and rant about the conversation that you just heard, and they extracting that information. Now you a person that they can go to if they ever need to. Like it's stuff like it's really like that. Like it's really like that. Like it's really like that. But yeah, I've actually never been that stupid. Plus, I don't be around people that do illegal things. So I've never been that stupid. You know, especially thinking that citizens was involved in the first place. I was thinking citizens was involved in the surveillance. I know I talk about that a lot on here, but citizens aren't involved in private surveillance. You're not the funniest story I've heard. I used to do this shit myself. But the funniest story I've heard was, targeted individual, um, thinking his coworkers were listening to him, and he went home and went on a rant about his coworkers in his privacy. And he went back to work the next day. He said that they were all like quiet and different, like they heard what he said. No, they didn't hear what you said. That's the energy that you came in with. That's the energy that you came in with. Now your mind is telling you that they feel some type of way because you think they heard what you said. Nah, the three-letter agencies heard what you said. The third-party companies, they heard that. Your phone, it heard that. Because that's a crash course right there. I gotta go home and talk about everybody that I gotta go. I gotta go home and talk about everybody that I know in my privacy, and I gotta clear up rumors about myself that nobody directly said to me in my privacy. Come on now, this is a program, bro. They want you to play their game. I don't play their game. Say what you want to say about me. Whatever you want to say. I mean, you can't really say nothing. I don't. My citizens' rights aren't stripped away. You shouldn't even be speaking about me. No, so I don't even think that people speak about me. My rights aren't gone as a citizen. I'm a citizen, unknown. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Citizen, unknown, unknown citizen. You know, it's a layman terms for selling your soul right there. Layman terms for selling your soul is stripping your rights away, is giving your rights away as a citizen. Can't walk in Walmart, can't walk in the mall without people trying to say something to you or do something to you, or whether it's take a picture or something like that. Oh, my rights are well as a citizen. No one does that to me. I be saying they be trying to secretly record you and stuff like that. When you in public and stuff, they be trying to show their phone and you know point their phone at you like they're recording, but they not recording you, bro. That's an act. They trying to make you strip your rights away as a citizen. At least feel like it. They trying to make you feel like your rights are stripped away as a citizen. At least it's a scientific method to all of it, bro. That's why I don't want people uh, talking to themselves. I don't want targets talking to themselves anymore. Stop doing that. I mean, unless it's leading you to, I mean, your mind, unless it's leading you to intelligence, where you're talking to the people that you directly know are listening to you in your privacy, which is these three-letter agencies, not somebody at your job. Three-letter agencies include industries of all. Oh, I've been getting more comments. I'm tripping. My bad. I've been getting way more comments. I'm tripping, y'all. Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna start with this one. I was surrounded by narcs 98%. I'm gonna say you were surrounded by narcs 98% of the time. I'm guessing what you were trying to say. But yeah, that's what they do, bro. Every establishment you go to, any store you go to, everywhere you go to, bro, is going to be you're going to be surrounded by, narcs, bro. Like feds, whatever you want to call them. I thought they was friends. They were all after my projects. Yep, that's for sure. Blueberry weed is my favorite. I don't know what that is. And I'm finna get to this last one. I don't know what blueberry weed is though. Like, I mean, blueberry Kush, or I don't know. I know a couple blueberry strains, but not just blueberry weed. They always come with weed as it gets me into the creative flow state. I'm weak for weed. I love it. Yeah, that's true. That's true for sure. It does. Somebody says, "Who's paying for this to be done to so many people? It costs millions, if not billions, to do it." Yeah, but you gotta understand that they have unlimited funding, and you have to understand that it is three-letter agencies. It's the GOV. Whether you want to call that whether you want to call it the evil government, or whether you want what they call it, the dark government or whatever, they're paying them. It's not citizens paying them. It's no some people used to think there's like some type of celebrity thing paying them or something like that to do this stuff. No, it's GOV. It's GOV. They have an evil side too. And it does cost a lot of money, but they have unlimited funding. Then we don't even know what these people are being compensated with. It could be free rent. Think about that. That's not even paying anything. So you get what I'm saying? It could be free rent. That's not even paying anything. It could be free rent, and that's not paying anything. That's not paying anything. They could be getting free rent because of this stuff. That means they're just getting a place to where they can stay at, like a apartment. You feel what I'm saying? Like just to be doing that type of stuff. So you got to think of all logistics of it, all of it. Like they could be getting compensated in any way. Gift cards aren't even money. Gift cards aren't money. Everything they could be getting compensated with everything that isn't money. Gift cards isn't money. It's saying here you can have this for free just to get something out of the store. It ain't even really money. So you got to understand that too. Like it's compensation. They could be getting paid literally to they could be getting rent for a hotel paid for a whole year just to be gang stalking. Occasionally. But it's definitely GOV. It's definitely through the agencies. Definitely, for sure. That's for sure. All these stories targeted individuals give up about others. All these stories I've heard about others, they have made you give up that information on YouTube. And I've heard this plenty of times. I don't mean to be mean. I haven't given up. I don't even know information on others. You feel what I'm saying? I don't. That's why I can't give it up even in privacy. But they have made people get on YouTube and tell life stories about others. It's extraction of information. You telling about what your grandpa used to do. That could possibly get somebody in illegal trouble. It's extraction of, and you get what I'm saying? It's extraction of information. You know, making you think these citizens is involved. You ain't involved in the cool club, and they all listening to you in your privacy, and they're not. They're all informants, citizen informants. It's a scientific method. They all is cluster B, and they are hive mind and enabling each other. It's like they have a bond to each other. Yeah, yeah. Those are kind of words that I don't use, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's true. It's a cult like mindset. It's true. I get what you're saying with that, but it's a cult like mindset. But there are no secret societies. Any secret society, the government has their eye on and have people in it that's in the secret society. like, like there are no one beats you know the cops. No one, like no one. No one beats the cops, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say that. I'm talking about as far as like they're in everything. They are over everything. They're over everything. There are no secret societies. It's actually so funny when I hear that. Like when I hear secret society, it's so funny. Like you think it's so funny when I hear that. It's so funny when I hear secret society, bro. It's so funny when I hear secret society because it's like the cops know everything, bro. Like there are no secrets, bro. Like it's no secret society. And then people, I said I would come out with a series that says you thought you was a Freemason. Oh my gosh, that would be so funny because the Freemasons, 90% of cops become Freemasons, and there are so many criminals within the Freemason. It's so funny. Like people they don't even notice that. They don't even notice that stuff. It's so funny. Like it's so funny. Yes, they link up against chosen ones. Yes, they do. They do. They definitely do. They definitely link up against chosen ones. They definitely do. You can be staying out of the way, minding your business, not bothering anyone, and they attack you. You know, because that's the key to success. That's the key to success. Staying out the way, minding your business. Uh, that's the key to success. You know, staying out the way and minding your business. That's the key to success. They do attack people that just have had it going on. Always stayed focused. You know, got something going on financially. You know, and stayed out the way. Like they always attack people like that, bro. Like that's what they do. If you not messing up, they trying to like that's so fucking sick. If you not messing up, you don't have friends. If you don't have a club you go out to, so you can mess yourself up. If you don't have a way to mess yourself up, you don't do things to mess yourself up. They're gonna find a way to mess you up. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not saying they're gonna succeed, but if you don't have a way to mess yourself up, they're gonna find a way to mess yourself up. They're gonna find a way to mess you up. It's so funny. Like if you stay to yourself, mind your business and go to work and go home, they hate that. You never go out to parties, they hate that. And I'm saying they as in, law enforcement, people that's targeting you, these three letter agencies, they have to have a way, you know, regular citizens have dirt on them, bro. Targets usually don't. But regular citizens have dirt on them. They have dirt, you know? Like regular citizens have dirt on them, bro. They have dirt on them. Regular citizens have dirt on them because they're out doing stuff every day. They're out at the club, they at the parties, they can be unalived at any time, they can be arrested at any time because they do stuff. When you're not doing that type of stuff, you become a threat to the system. You see a cop drive past you as soon as you walk out the house. You feel what I'm saying? As soon as you walk out the store, a cop drive by you. As soon as you do this, you see all of that. Like you see just pretty much, you see them doing that. You know? Like you see them doing that. They don't stop. Yeah, they don't. They don't. So what you have to do is you have to pretty much ignore them. You have to pretty much ignore them. Like you have to ignore them. Like you have to. You gotta ignore them, suffer. Let me tell you something. I stayed in a 75 to a room shelter for around 3 months almost. For around 3 months almost, I stayed in a 75 room shelter. I didn't get a job until the second month of being there. They were harassing the out of me there. They were harassing the shit out of me. They were harassing the shit out of me because I stayed in a place to where I don't pay rent. I told y'all the other day that a person that works where I'm at right now, they said, they were having a conversation with someone else, and they said that it's consequences to staying in a shelter. I said, "Ooh, what you mean by that?" You get what I'm saying? Like it's consequences to staying at a shelter. That obviously pretty much said to me, they don't want you staying anywhere that you don't pay any rent. So I suggest you have around two jobs, or You go somewhere where you don't pay rent, where you make your car your house, like I've done so many times. I've made a car a house so many times. It's so comfortable. It's very comfortable. I've made a car a house so many times. Get a bunch of bath wipes, a bunch of those, a bunch of bath wipes. You can be clean every day. You can be some type of clean at least every day. Shower once, and just keep bath wiping every day. You'll stay clean. And then every now and then I guess get a shower or whatever. But yeah, um, they have no life. They are obsessed to destroy me. Yeah, yeah. That's how it is. That's how it is, bro. So you just gotta. Sometimes they try to make you think like that, so you destroy yourself. But they are doing the stuff every day. That's physical. But they're trying to make you think like that, so you can destroy yourself and give up. They want you to give up, so you can destroy yourself and give up. They want you to give up. That's for sure. That's why I say focus on finances. Don't focus on anything that has to do with them, pretty much. If you get what I'm saying, you know, like if you do music, they got to go through them. Any type of entertainment, that has to go through them. Don't do that stuff. I see targets going to the studio and doing this and that. I hope you're not spending money for that, because that is very, you know, dumb. Like God tried to wake you up to society. He's trying to recruit. God is trying to recruit you. And I don't want to be like this on here. Some people don't believe in that. Some people, but it's just clear. The scripture's clear. Um, Everything is just clear. The scripture's clear. That's not nothing you have to go around ranting about. But the scripture is clear. It's very clear. It's very clear. Gang stalkers in the Bible very clearly. It's not something you have to rant about. It's something you can keep to yourself. But gang stalkers in the Bible very clearly. Very clearly. So you have to understand that type of stuff. Like, yeah, they trying to destroy you, but they trying to, just like in Vice. In that Vice movie, that Vice thing about gang stalking, that one dude that stayed in the RV, uh, he was like, they're trying to make you destroy yourself. He was being gang stalked, trying to make you destroy yourself by your own actions. He was being gang stalked. He was one of the people that was, called on the show, to be, asked about targeted individual. When Vice made that YouTube about targeted individuals. So yeah, they trying to destroy you. They trying to make you, they trying to do that to your mind. Like they're trying to make you think that in your mind that they're trying to destroy you. But they're doing it physically. Like they're gang stalking you physically. And then you just look back through the years and just be like, oh, nothing happened. So they were just trying to tell you that so they can, destroy you. You can destroy yourself by someone. You noticing someone trying to destroy you is how you can destroy yourself. Like, this is a real program. Don't get me misconstrued with trying to call it fake. I'm not calling it fake. I've been going through since 2018. I never wanted to hear anything spiritual ever. Ever. I never wanted to hear anything about chosen ones. I never wanted to hear anything spiritual. I never wanted to hear anything about chosen ones. I still don't now. I'm talking about a physical program. These three-letter agencies, these third-party companies. That's what I'm talking about. So don't misconstrue it. That's what I'm speaking of. Like, but yeah, they're definitely trying to like destroy you using your own, through your own actions, like the dude in Vice said. You can go back and look at that stuff, but like they're trying to destroy you, through your own actions. You could be gang stalked for years and decide to make a decision. Oh, since y'all watching me, I'm finna go do this non-violent crime. But it's a crime. You end up in something because of that. PTSD trauma getting me to lose my boundaries to destroy my future. Yeah, you get it. You get it. You understand it. You understand it. If you understand it. But just remember, just don't do anything. Let them do that. You don't crash out. You let them crash out. You stay on your business. Stay on your business and let them crash out. Let them crash out. Stay on your business. If you already financially good and stuff like that, stay financially good. And yeah, stay financially good and continue on your projects or whatever you're doing. But I would say, myself, I already told you what I would do, but I don't know your situation. You probably already be financially good. Already have funds and stuff like that. So I don't know what your situation is. But if you're not financially good, you shouldn't be focused on trying to do stuff for entertainment, like for them people, bro. They're Satanists, bro. They have to be. They have no choice. And it's no debate. Worker of iniquity, swaying the masses. Teaching people to do bad things as if they're good. Rap music, even R&B. People shed tears to R&B and rap music. People shed tears to rap music and R&B. Can't shed tears to the scripture. It's crazy, but that's spiritual, but it's not. Like it's not like it's so. The Bible's so clear. It's basic instructions before leaving Earth. It's really basic instructions. It's really basic instructions. The Bible is really basic instructions. It's basic instructions. It tells you what these people do. God is way ahead of any organization, any type of technology. He tells you to be still. That is way ahead of any. Wow, like he just jumped ahead and said, you're not getting past this. God tells you to be still and turn the other cheek. That's the only thing that's going to do. He said, I'm rebuilding to come back to go full blast into my projects, no retreat, no surrender. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. That's what you have to do. I mean, I guess you talented. So you gotta do that. Like, I I guess you got to do that. Like you're talented. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. I don't want to tell you if that's fun to you. Like I don't want to tell you to like if that's fun to you. I don't want to tell you to not do that stuff. Like, that's what you got to do. Go full on with it. But certain stuff like certain stuff people shouldn't do. Excuse me. Certain stuff people shouldn't do, like music, stuff like that. Certain stuff people shouldn't do, but that's different. Yours is different. As long as it doesn't require you spending money and stuff like that, and you already a targeted individual, because that's a way of financial deprivation. A career is a way of financial deprivation. Chasing a career is a way of financial deprivation. But specifically, I would say music and certain stuff that requires you to spend money and things of that nature. Don't do it. Don't do that type of stuff. If you got to spend money on going to the studio, don't do that type of stuff. The studio, the music, don't do that. You know. But you got to bet you got the best chance to do anything if you got the best chance to do anything if you're like if you're not posting on here. Like I mean, yeah, that's kind of if you're not posting on YouTube about no targeted individual stuff like that, and you doing music, that's kind of yeah. That's go ahead, keep doing it. But pretty much, if you posting on here, I wouldn't do that. That's a waste of time. If you posting on here trying to do music, that's a waste of time. But taking it to court, if try to sue me, it will be archive of what's been happening to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what you have to do. Because that's the people that's doing it to you. That's why, that type of stuff can be, chased, stuff like that. That type of stuff can be chased. But like trying to prosecute people stalking you, they probably already have a loophole within that. But you trying to take them to court, you can make that happen. That don't have nothing to do with gang stalking. They literally stole your stuff. Like they don't have nothing to do with gang stalking. I don't care what they steal of mine. Like any lyrics that I posted, as far as music, I used to do that. Very talented with that. But any lyrics that I posted, I don't care about them stealing anything. We're just not working together, and that's just what that is. I'm cool with that. I just be making sure that I show my face on here and stay away from there. So that's just what that is. But yeah, they will steal your stuff. Like I said, gang stalking is extraction of information, giving you an audience at home while you do your talents. Extraction of talent, extraction of information, giving you a false audience at home of citizens when it's actually just industry sitting back watching you with the police. Industries are with the police. I'm into funk music from the 70s. That's what's up. That's what's up. I don't listen to any of that. Like all of his like you'll understand. But all of his satanic. Satan was the angel of music. It's all satanic. So I don't listen to any of that stuff anymore. Like, it drives me insane now. I don't care I don't care if it's R&B. I don't care if it's old music. I don't care. Even when I get inside an Uber or something, I say, hey, no music. No music. I text them before they even get there. No music. No music. I don't want to hear it. Satan is the angel of music. Anything that can make you smile, anything that music making you smile and making you angry, making you quiet, putting you in a mood, that ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. That is not right. That is not right. That is not right, bro. It's not. It's so funny. That is not right. It's not right. It's making you anything changes your music. You put in some headphones and it's making you frown. It's making you angry and stuff like that. Oh, you don't listen to music. Listen to music. You listening to the gangster music just to take off your headphones and hear subliminal indirect. If you ain't no gangster, like don't do it. I don't listen to none of that stuff. I don't listen to it at all. No funk music, none of that. I don't want to hear no music. I don't want to hear any of it. It's so funny. But yeah, like I see why God says wrong. You know, anything that's changing your mood, making you smile or frown. Scripture don't even do that. Some people, I don't mean to talk about this stuff on here, bro, but it's so simple. It's so great just to understand God. And it's not for a reason. That's why I don't say certain things. Like it's not for a reason. It's not up for debate. But there's good funk, new funk, like Caribbean, these sacred souls. Uh, yeah, I don't listen to none of that stuff though. I don't listen to none of it. I strictly stick to gang stalking. I play my game. I stick to gang stalking, and that's it. You know, stick to gang stalking, play my game. Understanding the world is enough for me. Understanding this, um, this goes on to people, and this shouldn't be happening to anyone. It shouldn't be happening to anyone. Gang stalking shouldn't be happening to anyone. These three-letter agencies hiring people to harass anyone is a problem. Anyone, but especially a person that doesn't do anything and had notification of the harassment starting. I had notification of it. Got my disability check. I could lie to take the test this. Got my disability, got the notification of my disability check. Person that was giving me my disability check, letting me know that I would be receiving it soon. She said, "Yeah, a lot of people weren't going to like you having this. A lot of people aren't going to like you having this." I went home. Didn't look. I don't think I looked up gang stalking that day, but I went home, sat on my porch, seen cars like swerving past my house. Like, and I'm thinking it's like some gang stuff. And then I wasn't even thinking of stuff that I wasn't even thinking of what he just told me. I wasn't thinking of he just told me that a lot of people weren't going to like me having my disability check. You know, I can lie to take the test and stuff. So yeah, like yeah, they really target people for finances, bro. Like that's one thing I really want to get on here and say, but people don't. People fall out of this. People fall out of my chat when I start talking about that for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, bro. Like they really target people with disability checks. We have no support system for us targeted. We are the crazy ones. Supposedly, yeah. Supposedly, yeah. Sometimes they forget people, like some people are willing to go far to prove certain things. Like, bro, a lot of take the test is one way. Like, you know, so it's just crazy. The paranoid schizophrenics. Yeah, that's why you don't really supposed to talk to people. Like, you ain't supposed to tell people about it. I don't tell people about it. I only get on YouTube and I just keep quiet in public. I only get on YouTube and talk about gang stalking and stuff like that. In public, I just act like everything's normal. Stay to myself. Only speak when spoken to. But yeah, they say paranoid, schizophrenics, and stuff like that. I mean, that's at least what when you look up gang stalking. That's what you get. You get all the people with high views speaking of gang stalking, saying that people are paranoid. Like, I can't even believe they say that stuff. Like, bro, I got told like people was not going to like me having disability shit. I got told that. Like, bro, like I literally got told that. Like, literally. Like, then you see, I don't post nothing but real stuff. Like stuff that you can't plausible deny. Like me saying my childhood and stuff that I did in my childhood while I was a child, and then that girl walking past with a stroller with two strollers, and her shirt said "Shut up." Bro, I was a child. You don't know any better. You can't even do anything about that. You couldn't have did. You couldn't have. They couldn't have did anything about that then. I didn't know any better, and I said that. I said that. I said that afterwards, though. I spoke about that after. I spoke about that after the girl with a shirt had a shirt that said "Shut up" and had two strollers in front of her, and I was just walking in another city. It's on my shorts. It's on my YouTube shorts right now. You can go and see it. Like, that's sickening. Like, they don't want you talking about this stuff so they can call you something. Get you up out of here and say you did this, that, and the third. No, yeah, it's okay. It's him. You can't say nothing for yourself now. so, so yeah, just be still and just be still and do your thing. Let them people do what they do. You know, they just want you to switch on God, and that's something I'm never doing. They want you to make him something not believable when the Bible is clear as it is. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, like it's just what that is. Just gotta learn to ignore ignore things and ignore people, and you'll be all right. But this gang stalking stuff, it never stops. They go hard everywhere you go, everywhere. I'm talking about everywhere. My targeting is ridiculous, bro. It's insane. And the fact I'm gonna be traveling around from shelter to shelter, state to state. I'm going from shelter to shelter, 3 months apiece, 6 months apiece, until I have around six figures saved. I'm not letting these people steal from me. That'll be mine. So yeah, whatever I have will be mine. Yeah, waking folks up. That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. I wouldn't say try to do it in public, But get on here and spread that good information. Spread the information of that's gonna keep people from not doing certain things, like you know talking to themselves alone, which is only going to lead to them to being, especially when people being able to throw fists and lead them in a fight outside, or worse. you know so yeah, that's just what you gotta do what you gotta do, but make sure you doing it for you. Make sure you doing the stuff that you want to do, like you want to keep doing your arts and stuff like that, comics. Make sure you doing it for you. And just make sure you doing it for you. But this gang stalking not gonna stop. It's going to continue. It's going to continue, and you just got to keep going. You got to keep going. You got to suffer. You got to suffer and keep going. You got to suffer. You got to suffer and keep going. Suffer while gaining. It hurt to work out sometimes. You got to suffer while gaining. It hurt to work out sometimes. Your muscles get sore. It hurt to work out sometimes. You got to put that with society. You gotta stay sometime where it hurt at. You gotta stay in places where it hurt at sometime. You might not want to stay in the shelter, but that might financially benefit you the best. You suffering, you gaining. A man that don't work don't eat. I don't speak on people that work 9 to 5. He said I must move or I'm getting Murdred. You crazy. You crazy. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, if you're in your home city and you haven't moved anywhere, I suggest that you really move. I suggest you really move. And if you're in your home city, I suggest you really move, because it's going to, you know, take you away from that being. It's going to take you. It's going to take that stuff. It's going to take away from that being possible, for one. But it's also going to take away from, um, your mind being destroyed through you thinking everybody know you because it's your hometown. So relocation is important. I speak on this in every live stream that I have. Relocation is really important. Don't do it when if you can't right now, don't do it. But do it when you save some money. Yeah, do it when you save some money. Save some money and move out of your home city. Save some money and move out your home city so you can be okay. Yeah, I gotta go back to my home city soon, but I'm going right back. I got a blood test for my child, but I'm leaving like right back out as soon as, and I just be getting her for the summertime. Probably, even if my baby mama don't want that, then hey, that's cool. I'm pretty sure she'll just be good with the child support. But yeah, like that'll be perfect for me. Yeah, as soon as I go back to my city, I'm going right back out to another city, shelter to shelter. I'm not gonna be paying rent. I can't even swing my arm. These people threatening me with all type of stuff I can't even think of. I can't swing my arm. I'm not letting these people finesse me, bro. I'm finna have a lot of money. I'm saving up, saving my disability checks, going to work, and that's it. I'm not letting these people finesse me, bro. No, 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 no. people just don't, people just hateful. You know, law enforcement, theater agencies, very hateful people, bro. So, you know, but if you ain't crashed out, that means they gotta crash out. You ain't no bad person. You ain't did nothing. So let them do that. It's a scientific method to threatening somebody with incarceration and stuff like that throughout. With third party companies, sending informants to send certain messages around, just like they did to Myron Mays. He crashed out. He went and crashed out, and I don't blame him. But I'm not doing that. I like, you know, I like, I like sex too much to be doing all of that. I ain't doing all of that. But yeah, like it's a scientific method. We've already seen it. We've already seen it. We've already seen it happen. So yeah, I'm not doing none of that. It's a scientific method to that type of stuff. Threatening people with incarceration and stuff like that, constantly trying to make people think of certain things and they can't even think of them. And you went to the police station and asked what he did. Like yeah, like it's a scientific method to that, especially when you got stuff going on and you kind of care about your life. So it's a scientific method to that. So yeah, I mean we can speak on that later though. But yeah, like that's just what it is, bro. You have to understand to just let these people do them. You know, they hate truth tellers. I can't lie. Yeah, they do. They do. They hate truth tellers, bro. They do. Like I said something about that. Why they targeting me? I'm telling the truth. Yeah, that's a rhetorical question, bro. That's that's a rhetorical question, bro. That's ain't nobody telling the truth. Everybody be lying, bro. Everybody be lying. Everyone, accepts being lied to as the truth. So yeah, they do hate truth tellers, brother. They do. But yeah, like that's just what that is. You just have to understand that type of stuff, and it's funny. It is funny. It's funny, but you have to understand that type of stuff. You know what they did to Myra Mays was attempted murder every day, and if he was here to what's the name, it would exactly be they would be getting charged with attempted murder every day. That's attempted, murder every day. Threatening people with incarceration every day, saying it's gonna happen to you next week, subliminally, nonverbal communication, all that type of stuff. That's attempted murder every day. That's so many charges, but who to put that on? No one. Just back off. Simple as that. Like you, like they do that stuff to me every day, bro. I don't know what you talking about, or they just back off, bro. Ain't no one's going to take the blame for people following people around, trying to threaten them with incarceration, saying, "Oh, you did this. Remember this? Uh huh." Like, bro, that's been happening to me for years, bro. Like, bro, that's attempted murder every day. No one to put that on. Just back off, bro. Don't let me ever end up in front of you. You know, that's just what that is. But yeah, I'm not easily scared. It's a problem. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I guess. Yeah, that is right. It is, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not scared of anything. Like I said, I have my future in front of me. If I was you, I wouldn't be scared of anything. Like I said, I'm finna be going from shelter to shelter, working a job. And that's pretty much it. I don't let them. They don't bother me, bro. They didn't scare me. I wouldn't be scared if I was you. But yeah, I'm finna get off of this live. About to be 2 hours now. It's a pretty good live stream. I say decent live stream. Yeah, I say it's a decent live stream. Say I scared them. You crazy? Yeah, but we never really get to that point though. We never really get to that point. Like never. We never really get to that point to where it's like we have to like. No one gets to that point. But I'm glad. I'm glad Myron Mays kind of did what he did. Not in that way, as far as like what he did. I mean, that was terrible. That was a horrible choice. But he kind of put anybody on the map that's being really gang stalked by this system, you know, to, show the scientific method of what they was doing every day. Hey, they were doing this to me. We'll never really get to that point. Somebody did something, you arrest them. You don't do this to them. You don't target them. You arrest them and use what you're supposed to use to prosecute them. You know, it's just what that is. You don't do this type of stuff. That's not good. But I have to take a stand. Yeah, yeah. You got to take a stand, bro. Like you have to take a stand. You have to take a stand. I would say just I'm alone with easy for setups. I don't know. I think they're just trying to make you think that it's easy for setup. I think they're just trying to make you think that. Like that'll make you crash out. So I'm alone with easy for setups. I think they're just trying to make you think that, bro. Because you'll set yourself up like that. So I think they're just trying to make you think that, bro. Like I think they're just trying to make you think that. They trying to get you up out of here by any means, bro. So you have to understand the scientific methods of these things. They need you angry and fighting them at something. They need you angry and fighting them at something, bro. So that's what I learned to not even do. Don't let action be action. Let subliminals and words be words, bro. And just keep it moving. But yeah, uh, I'll probably be back live tomorrow. Um, I could talk about relationships a lot. Uh, that goes with financial deprivation. That goes with financial deprivation and stuff like that. But I can talk about relationships a lot and stuff too. So I'm gonna do a live tomorrow, bro. And you can join the live tomorrow. I'll be back on live. But this is just for people to binge watch. I'm gonna cut this at 2 hours. But this is just for people to binge watch and listen to, re-listen to. Once again, I'm not a perp. Uh, I'm not a part of any organization. I take a lot of technical tests. I'm not a part of any organizations. I'm not a part of any. I'm not. No one's telling me to get on here and say anything. No one tells me what to say. A lot of technical tests are $400 plus. I'll be back on here tomorrow. Um, I love all of y'all that's going through this stuff. Because it's terrible. This stuff is in the scripture, so Y'all just stay blessed. Stay vibrant, stay high vibrational. Stay out the way like a targeted individual. So, peace.